Hi, this is Reed
And Cody.
from Osyron.
Welcome to Toronto. You are in the center of the universe, as you know. This ain't no Calgary here. This ain't no Stampede. So, how's Toronto treating you guys so far?
Pretty good. No complaints. We got some good grub and some good brews. So far so good.
Lovely people. Yeah, a lot of Maple Leafs fans, but we'll do without that. That's fine. So other than those kind of little hiccups, so far it just feels like Canuckland, and we're happy to be back in Canada on this tour and happy to rock the house in Toronto.
How's the tour been so far? I know it's only been a few dates, but are you getting already a taste of what to expect from this tour?
Yeah. So far the tour's been great. It's been our first time going through the States. We've obviously played in Canada before a bunch of times, but going through the States has been really cool. Seeing places you read about or see in movies and stuff. And then we did this crazy stupid thing by doing a one-off festival in Czechia. So in the middle of the tour, we flew over to Europe, and we did that festival, and then we flew back. So far, other than some of the travel complications, it's been quite beautiful. So
tonight in Toronto, do you have any expectations for this show? Like, there's always a big hoopla when bands come to Toronto or play Montreal, like two cities that have quite a metal culture. So, do you have any expectations? Are you looking forward to something, or is anything in the back of your mind there you hope that this show will deliver for you guys?
If anything, I mean, just playing at the Bovine is a pretty cool fucking experience. I mean, for us, so it's a very famous venue, from what we've heard. The lore that's kind of surrounding that. As a band from Calgary to come out here to Toronto, like even though we're in the same country, we're pretty freaking far away, right? So, if anything, it's just that. For me, it's just the venue. It's pretty cool.
yeah, and whoever's there, we're gonna fucking give it our all and put on the best show we can. So it's gonna be an absolute blast. It's gonna be a good time.
Speaking of those that will be there, what kind of set list can fans expect? Not just from tonight's show, but from this tour in general.
Well, obviously, because we're promoting Momentous, which was our latest effort, we're doing a lot of Momentous stuff. Subsequently, being the opening band, we have a shorter set, so we only have half an hour or so to kind of show what we're capable of and what we've got. But most of it's going to be off of Foundations and Momentous, so which is we feel our best work anyway, so it works out.
When you go on stage, when you're playing in a Canadian city, do you play off of the fact that you guys are from Canada? Does that play a role in you getting some of the fans over to your side?
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
I think that happens whether or not we're in Canada. I mean, on a lot of the U.S. states too. We've been having this little joking thing where Reed, he's a great front man. That's the only compliment you're going to get from me today. But he'll do this thing. We'll finish our first couple of songs and be like, oh, sorry if it's a little loud, eh? And just start playing on that Canadianisms, right away for us. So I think, yeah, even in the States, and then being back in Canada now, we'll see how it goes. So
yeah, I guess
let you ham it up.
Yeah, I can't get away with it being like the one-off Canuck because now everyone here is so.
Yeah.
But it's just cool to be in TO, man. It's cool to be in kind of like the big city, the center of the universe, if you will, and just be here and a couple of Western Canadians just playing heavy metal, so it's pretty fun.
When you're on tours like this, it's very easy to forget what day of the week it is, what time of the year it is, because everything becomes a huge blur. Have you ever walked on stage and said, welcome Toronto to the show, and you were like, I don't know, in Montreal or Winnipeg, somewhere in Winnipeg?
So far, that's never happened, but there's been a couple times where like,
Come close.
I've come close, yeah. like Cranbrook,
Yeah,
BC, calling it Cranberry. What's up, Cranberry?
Yeah.
What?
We stopped him before we got on stage and we fixed it, but it almost happened.
Anyway, yeah. So far, I haven't messed up that much, but I'm sure in the future it'll happen.
As a frontman, like he said, great frontman, great presence. Is that something that you also have to work on, or is that just something that's just part of who you are? You're very comfortable in your own skin, and you go up there and you do your thing.
Yeah, I guess I've been very fortunate that I've been in a lot of bands and have gigged a lot over the years. That I've been able to kind of get my craft to a place that I feel comfortable in, and that I feel comfortable with the mic in my hand, and I'm not necessarily overthinking. I make a fool of myself all the time in my day-to-day life, and I'm sure I have on stage, but in that regard, I find that because I've had the experience, I feel kind of comfortable just saying whatever the fuck's on my mind and trying not to piss off people, but if I do, it was intentional. So, yeah.
What about for the rest of you guys? Having him up front there, knowing that you can trust that he's going to do what he needs to be done, does that also take a little bit of pressure from you guys for you to be able to do what you have to do?
Absolutely, yeah. Like we're talking about like being in a bunch of bands in the past and stuff like that. So for me, having Reed up front, you know, it's always, I know that he's going to have full control and he's going to have the crowd actively engaged. You know, like if we're running into, you know, especially being on tour, like if we have technical issues or something like that, we can't get the next song started right away. And, you know, it's just literally, you just got to kind of give Reed the signal, like, hey, stall him for a bit. And he's freaking good at that, right? Like just to
Talking
engage.
too much?
Talking too much.
Yeah.
And if you let him talk too much, he just goes and goes and goes. And I literally will have to, you know, like, I almost have to throw a drumstick at him. Okay, we're ready now, you know. But
Yeah,
like,
the hook comes on the stage and drags me off.
but, you know, having this guy up front, you know, I know that, you know, for me behind the drums, I can always stay hydrated. You know, I always get lots of water and lots of little breaks here and there because he's got this kind of shtick that he likes to play with the crowd a little bit at every show and everything. So it's
My bit. It's the thing I
your
practice
bit,
in the mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
When I take my clown make off every fucking night,
Well, at least he
just
doesn't
as I'm
practice
crying,
it. He
as
doesn't
I'm crying.
practice it in front of us, just in the mirror. You just keep it in the mirror.
Yeah,
That's
because I'm on the
great.
road. They definitely get to see it. Unfortunately, me
Yeah,
just
yeah.
weeping in heaps.
I'm going to throw a wild guess at you guys. I guess if Reed wasn't the vocalist of the band, he probably would be doing some stand-up.
Maybe.
I don't think they find me funny at all.
Well, we don't find it funny, but you know.
I think I'm more funny to be laughed at versus.
Well, I don't know about that. I know the crowd seems to find you funnier than we do for sure, but
It's the novelty.
yeah.
Yeah,
They've known him for a less period of time than you guys.
exactly.
Good in short bursts. But, you
He's
know,
good in short bursts.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. No, thank you.
You guys are touring with Seven Kingdoms as the headliner. How's been the dynamics with the guys in Seven Kingdoms?
fucking awesome. They're a bunch of great people.
There they are right there.
Yeah, just over there flexing and stuff. Yeah, they're awesome dudes, and lady obviously with Sabrina there. They're awesome people. No complaints here. They've been nothing but supportive towards us as the headliners. You know, Camden's also sort of like the tour manager. So in terms of like the technicalities concerning everything going on in the tour, the scheduling, the venues, everything, like he's kind of the main guy, and he's nothing but just open and supportive and, you know, very approachable person. Everything's been great with that. So awesome.
Yeah, they're really just helping guide us through this process because it's our first time kind of going international with our touring. So couldn't have asked for a better band to do that with first. So it's a big shout out to them, and they're phenomenal musicians and phenomenal human beings. So it's good.
Are you guys taking some tips on the logistics side of things? Because as you know, there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to doing a tour like this. So are you not only enjoying the moment of performing, but are you taking some internal cues as far as the logistics side goes?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we're learning as we go. Obviously, it's always different when you have like the Canadian dollar versus the American dollar or the euro, like when we went to Czechia. Obviously, that plays a part in it. But luckily for us, we've been able to use the drum kit as a backline. Cody's just had to bring a few things, odds and sods, just to kind of make sure that he's got his sound covered. Breakables, yes. I didn't want to call them breakables, but yes, breakables. Hopefully nothing breaks. So yeah, it's been, from a logistical standpoint, they answer every question, and they've been helping us along the way.
Too, like even the, you know, what you're talking about, like picking up on certain cues and stuff like that. Like if there's something that we need help with or we need clarification on anything, it's such an open line of communication there. It's just you go up and just say like, hey guys, like, what do you think of this? Like, what's your opinion, or what can we do here, or whatever. And everyone's just kind of on the same level and the same team in that regard. So.
Yeah, except every time I open my mouth and ask a question, they're like, "That's a stupid question.
Well,
that's a
because
stupid idea." It's like, oh,
I don't think it's the question. It's more the person who's asking.
right. This is part of that comedy routine. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get be part of the gig.
Yeah. Okay. You want to open
Yeah,
act?
yeah,
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I want to open for you.
Yeah, doors don't open till 9, buddy. Okay. So.
One last question for you guys. Every band that I talk to, when it comes to being on the road touring, it always comes down to one thing: success. You're looking for a certain level of success, regardless of what you measure that success with. But the key question is, how do you measure it? Are you looking at merch sales? Are you looking at ticket sales, response from the audience, Spotify numbers going up after the tour? Like, what are you guys looking at as a defining factor of what makes this a successful tour for the band?
Well, I think it comes down to each individual. I know as a collective, we've never sought, like, I guess you would say fame, or we've never sought, like, trying to be Metallica, because that's impossible, especially with our genre and our style. Like, we feel like we're in a very small niche and a really cool kind of, we're carving out our own sound, so we don't expect that. But maybe just respect, because we work our asses off like any other touring musician or any other musician that's poured countless hours into it. And then I guess just traveling the world and not having to like pay to see the world, meet people, and just experience new things in life that maybe you never would have had living a normal day-to-day life, I guess you could say. That'd be the ultimate success for us, and we're starting to get there and do that, and we've had a little taste of it on this tour, so I think that's our goal, hopefully. So.
Well, guys, thank you very much for your time today. All the best on this long tour that you guys are going to be on. At least it's going to feel long by the time it's all over and said and done. Mm-hmm. And good luck tonight with the show, and looking forward to seeing what you guys have in store for us.
Oh, thanks, Pedro.
Thank you, man.